It's been a long time, but we're going to fund students, not systems.
It's the Mega Man, and nah, that doesn't stand for hate. We're just saying it's time for education to be great.
Hello, everyone. This is Make Education Great Again. I'm your host, Chris Morse. Today's topic, Iowa governor signs historic school choice bill. Baby, this is huge news because the wave of school choice is starting to crest. It's starting to come down and it's about to crash. I'm telling you guys, get on this train before you get lost because it's time to bring the power of the purse to the parents, not the bureaucrat. If you want to have the ability to change things, if you want what's best for kids, you're going to have to realize, open up the door for competition so that you can bust up the monopoly. When people don't have to earn the right to get your dollars, they're not going to do right by your kids. Kids will suffer. The best thing in the interest of the heart of our students won't be accomplished. But if you actually reward excellence, if you actually create a climate where, hey, everybody can say where their dollars are going to go. It doesn't just go to this one little empty black hole called public education, but people who are going to do right by your kids can actually earn the right to get your business. Man, it's going to make everyone do better. And when everyone's doing better, your kids are going to be served better. That's how the American way was meant to be. So let's go ahead and give it up for the governor of Iowa. We're going to go ahead and break in this article. It was just released yesterday, and I'm going to get into it now. So here we go. So if you haven't heard, Iowa Governor Kim Reynolds signs historic school choice bill. We will fund students, not systems. Here we go. Iowa is the third state. Yes, 3 is God's number, by the way. Iowa is the third state to pass school choice measure that expands to every student in the state. Iowa Kim Reynolds signed an unprecedented school choice bill called the Students First Act on Tuesday that allows any Iowa student to use public money to pay for private school tuition or other expenses. For the first time, we will fund students, not systems, Reynolds said. Parents, not the government, can now choose the educational setting best suited to their child, regardless of their income or zip code. Iowa has affirmed that educational freedom belongs to all. She said right here in a Twitter post, for the first time, we will fund students, not systems. Parents, not the government, can now choose the educational situation that best suits their child, because all kids are different, y'all, and some kids need special attention. They don't thrive in a certain public school dynamic. They don't do well when there's 30 other kids vying for the teacher's attention. They need options, okay? And the parents are the best suited to be able to figure out what those options should be. After the Students First Act was passed, Iowa is now the third state to pass a school choice measure that expands to every student in the state. So there she is, Kim Reynolds, signing that in the bill. It says right here, this is one of the best vehicles for providing families with more options. Since parents can use the ESAs, which we've talked about many times here on Mega, educational savings accounts, kind of like a health savings account, but for education. For private school tuition, they can use it for tutoring, textbooks, curricular materials, special needs therapy, and more. We've already seen success from these ESAs in Arizona. Jason Bedrick, who is a research fellow in the Center for Education Policy at the Heritage Foundation, told Fox News Digital, although Iowa is the third state to pass universal school choice, it is the state with the heaviest foot on the accelerator. Go, baby. Although Arizona was the first state to pass school choice for all families last year, their program has been around for over a decade. Governor Reynolds just signed into law a program that includes most families in its first year and automatically expands to all families after 2 years. Praise God. American Federation for Children senior fellow Corey DeAngelis told Fox News Digital. The latest example of significant passing of school choice legislation happened in Arizona under Governor Doug Ducey, who signed the most monumental education savings account program in the United States. But this is the next state that is basically the domino that's fallen. Arizona became the first state in the nation to pass educational scholarship accounts that expanded the program to about 1.1 million K-12 students in the state. Now other red states followed suit in pursuing school choice legislation. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is huge news. We need to get more and more states. If you're in a state like Tennessee, I know Texas is starting to get some headway on this. Arizona was the first one to start it. Iowa has done it. You need to realize that this is a no-brainer. And if you don't like the woke politics being shoved down our kids' throats, if you don't like people who are coming to our first graders, our kindergartners, our second graders, and trying to talk to them about sexuality. If you don't like what they're doing, then you have got to be smart and you got to be strategic and you got to put yourself in a situation where you have the power to do something. And I'm a big believer, folks, that you get out of life what you have the leverage to negotiate. Well, if you want leverage, you got to control the purse strings. So this is a no-brainer. If every single family could get I don't know, $8,000 on an ESA account, for example. I think that's about as much money as they, on average, are giving a public school per student that's in their school. If, let's say, instead of the school getting that $8,000, you got the $8,000 and you have a kid who maybe has dyslexia or has some sort of other issue and they need more one-on-one support and the public school's not serving them, hey, you can use that money and hire an outside tutor. You can hire a company. You can go to a private school. You can figure out what works best for your kid, because all kids are different and there's not no one-size-fits-all approach that's going to help our country survive and thrive. If you're sick and tired of electing those guilty of treason, you got to teach people how to think and reason. That's what we've always said on the video, and I meant it for a reason. So I'm excited about this, and I really want to champion it. You know, it's funny, I was listening to AFR radio. If you don't know what that stands for, that's American Family Life Radio. And I like listening to a lot of their programs because they talk not only Christian topics, but also in conjunction with politics. They don't like make them two separate worlds like we always try to do. It's like, hey, it's all the same fight. It's good versus evil. And they were bringing up this idea and just pretty much echoing what my heart has been thinking for years, that competition is the solution. If you finally put a situation out there where every single family has the money to spend on what's best for their kid, you're going to create a climate that is more conducive to changing the educational landscape for good. It's going to put out situations where kids can have hope, because people are going to be doing really good jobs. People are going to be really in it for the right reasons, and they'll have an incentive to do better because they're going to get paid more money, because people want to spend money on people who are good at doing what they're doing. That's the American way. You hire the best plumber out there. You hire the best person who does lawn care. You go to the best doctor. You're going to go to the best educator who's really knows how to say things in a way where your kid can grasp and understand and thrive and get their motivation up, and whatever they need, you're going to be able to put the money that way. It just makes so much sense. And so you're going to have churches start schools, and you're going to have entrepreneurs start businesses, and you're going to have so many people putting out more better quality products that get results when competition is there. When competition is not there and you have a monopoly such as public ed where all the money has to go to them, they have no reason to improve their product because they're going to get the money regardless if they improve or not. It's just common sense. So if you guys have been wondering where I've been working on what I felt like the Lord's been telling me to do, which is basically hitting education in a very practical way. And so I have actually now worked to full-time. I'm running my own company. In case you want a quick update, it's called morrismodel.com. That's our website, Morris Model Education, where I work on math programs, online tutoring, and definitely try to approach kids and talk to them and teach to them in a way that they can understand, not just the way that we're used to talking and shoving information down. We got to draw out who they are. You have to make them laugh. You have to motivate them. You have to figure out how they tick if you're going to be able to get the most out of kids and get them going in the direction that they need. So just giving a quick little plug because I want y'all to know what I've been up to. I'm going to go ahead and just bring this up on screen. So this is my website. Not just me, but many others out there who are great educators who are handcuffed by the system. They're forced to do a bunch of stuff that has nothing to do with the kid because the government is forcing them to do it because they're stuck in this monopoly and they need to get out. There's a lot of good educators who could make a lot more money and have more freedom in doing it and do basically put together a better product for kids if they had school choice as an option in the climate in the country that they're in. So this is my company, Morris Model Education. We do tutoring, teaching, transforming. Algebra Made Simple is my 10-week course. It's good for people who have learning gaps, who maybe were homeschooled and got a little bit behind with the pandemic and they need to get some skills, some fraction work, some multiplication, factoring, polynomials, equation solving, whatever it is, so that they can have success going into high school math. It's there for them. We do online tutoring, 10-week courses, elementary age. Just come there, come to contact me, and then we can set up an appointment, a strategy session, and work out something for you guys. Share this with for people that maybe are homeschooling or have a kid struggling in math. But that's not the point. The point is we need our kids to survive and thrive, and to do that you need to create a climate where competition is there, where people got to compete for your dollars. And if it goes to the bureaucrat, nobody has to compete for that. It's just like throwing money to Washington. If it goes to the parents, the power, the purse, the leverage goes to the parent, and they get to decide who gets the money. Oh, baby, you're going to not only do right by teachers and just the climate in general, you're doing right by kids, because kids will now have options. And when you deny options to kids, you're not loving them. That's not the loving thing to do. The loving thing to do is to give people choice. Even God said it, I set before you life and death. Choose life that you and your descendants might live. He gives you a choice. That's what love does. You can't call it love and not give people a choice and make them have to go to the one failing situation that's not going to work out for their future. No, we're not falling for it anymore. So it's National School Choice Week. Shout out to the governor of Iowa. We appreciate what you just did. We need more historic bills this way because every kid deserves the right to find out what works for them and to run towards their future and to find the resources to help them get that. That's what I have to say today. So that's all I have to say. I mean, if you like it, like, subscribe, share, click that notification bell for more content and analysis. If you like what you heard, I have a link to my PayPal, my Cash App, if you'd like to donate so we can continue to get this more going. I totally sense that as school choice starts to get more and more momentum, I'm going to be able to do more and more videos and kind of balance my business with the message that this has to get out. And so I had to balance that. And so I did have to kind of go away for a little bit, wait on the Lord and do the things I need to do. I'm about the Father's business. And when God gives me the grace to do something, that's when I can do it. If he doesn't give me the grace to do it, I can't do it. I abide in him. And if I abide in him, I bear much fruit. And then if I don't, I tend to wither up, man. It's just how it is. We need to do the fruitful thing. And the fruitful thing to do by kids is to have school choice as the law of the land in all 50 states. That's just what it is, because that's going to create a climate for competition. When competition is there, people got to compete for your dollars. It's just, you win. The customer wins when businesses compete. If education competes for your kid, you're going to win. Kids are going to win. The country's going to win. Our future's going to win. That's all I got to say on this one. I love you guys till the wheels fall off, baby. Peace.
It's the Mega Man, and nah, that doesn't stand for